Stays in complete control. Understands when he has to be aggressive to score. Sets people up as good as anybody in the business. And it was a typical Steve Nash first half.
Steve, one of 6 Suns to score either 9 or 11 points in that first half. Here's Lisa Salters.
Well, Mike, I talked to Avery Johnson just a few minutes ago, and he said we got a lot of silly turnovers, and that was uncharacteristic for us, especially in that first quarter. But we got it in gear somewhat in the second quarter, and as long as we take care of the ball, we should be fine. He said we've got to limit the easy baskets that the Suns get, and they're getting a lot on backdoor cuts, so we've got to make sure we're set defensively. Also, an update on Devin Harris. They're saying that he suffered a neck strain on that fall, and his return, Mike, is doubtful.
Okay, Lisa, and remember, Dallas shorthanded already without Devin George. That play happened early in the second quarter, a quarter where Dallas turned things around, Bill.
The MVP matchup, I thought it was decidedly in Steve Nash's favor. In the first quarter, the Mavericks, though, they shot 28% and had 7 turnovers. They completely turned that around in the second quarter, 54%, only 1 turnover, and momentum when the crowd is in their favor. What kind of start will it be? The 3-second violation is called against Amari Stoudemire.
So Dallas will get it after Phoenix's 8th turnover here of the game. Devin Harris did start the game for the Mavs. Now they go back to Greg Buckner, who has started 10 games this year. He joins Nowitzki, Dampier. Eric Dampier is very quiet in that first half, along with Jason Terry and Josh Howard. Nowitzki loses it. Nash reads the floor, throws it to Stoudemire. And one. Amari Stoudemire starts the third quarter with a chance for a 3-point play.
I think the Dallas Mavericks should feel very fortunate being this close. You let a Phoenix Suns team shoot 60%, go 6 of 9 from the 3-point line, and like you pointed out, Bill, the offensive rebounding has kept this team in this game. 12 offensive rebounds in the first half, and that was a point of contention for the Phoenix Suns. Keep this team off the glass.
Stoudemire's first free throw miss. That was a great replay just to watch Nash kind of feel the floor. It's such a feel for where all 9 other players are, his team and the other side. Buckner could not finish. Dampier is denied inside by Marion, but gets the second chance.
2 more offensive rebounds there for Eric Dampier.
A technical foul, too, for doing the chin-up. Great rejection by Sean Marion. Dampier comes right back and throws it down. And a lot of players will do that to prevent injury. When there's a big crowd and scrum underneath the basket, you do that. Steve Nash will shoot the technical free throw, the 3rd greatest free throw shooter by the numbers in the history of NBA play.
I found myself doing a lot of chin-ups. Unfortunately, they weren't on an NBA basketball rim.
Come on, Bill, there was your chance. You find a way to get John's dad, Rick, in the show every time the 3 of us.
He couldn't dunk either.
I don't know. You mentioned Nash's 3rd career free throws.
I'm amazed that Rick Barry is not even higher than he is. Mark Price, #1.
Thank you.
All time.
Boris Diaw missed from 17. Here comes the Mavericks. Terrific in this building. They're trying to win for the 24th consecutive time. Here at home, it's a franchise record.
Can Boris Diaw do anything against Dirk Nowitzki? Apparently not. I would never let Dirk Nowitzki go left if I was George Nash. I'd rather give up a layup going right than anything going left. Look at Steve Nash and the run after him.
He knew it was off, couldn't chase it down. Mavs ball.
The ability to just put the ball on the floor, one peck dribble to your strong move, and Dirk loves to go left. He learned that as a youngster. Unlike Steve Nash, did not have the injury as a youth that forced Steve Nash to learn to go left.
Dallas hasn't been this close since it was 18 to 12 in the first quarter.
Great little
tip or rebound, and I hope they give Steve Nash the rebound for that. No, they don't.
No.
He did. Boris Diaw thought about 3.
A lot of time. Bring it back out. Let Steve Nash run the wheel again.
They spread. He draws 3. Gets to Stoudemire. So Amari Stoudemire is 4 of 5 from the field, 5 of 6 from the line, 13 points, 5 rebounds. Steve has a half dozen assists.
What an incredible pass. He was almost falling down, didn't panic. Shot clock running down as Buckner takes him to the basket and gets it and one.
Foul on Nash.
Look at Steve, almost falls down, knows what he's going to do. Drops it off to Stoudemire, one of the best finishers in the game. And Buckner, a little surprise offense, taking Steve Nash to the basket, draws the hoop. or the harm and the hoop.
Taking a page out of the theory of Jason Terry, which is get it back on the other end of the court against Steve Nash. Steve Nash, the first player leading the league in assists to win the MVP since Magic Johnson in 1987.
Foul call on the other side.
The pace is really slowed, and it started in the second quarter. Phoenix got out to a great start because they did their work early in the offense. I think anytime you play against a good defensive team, early, quick shots are usually going to be open. That's the best time to score against a good defense.
Trying to hold off the foul with Jason Terry credited. It is his third. Nash so effective at keeping that dribble alive down there. Stoudemire works baseline, blocking foul called on John Howard. Mavs bench is furious. Mark Cuban, the owner of his typical spot.
When isn't he furious?
They wanted the hook on the arm of Stoudemire, and Avery Johnson was the one, along with Cuban, who couldn't believe it. You see Mark Cuban, he gets criticized for a lot of things by a lot of people, but who wouldn't want to have him as the owner of the team you root for? They've made the playoffs every year, 70% win percentage in his time. Diaz. Dallas is forcing Phoenix to take a lot of shot clock here in this third quarter, and half-court offense is not as good as the Suns going rim to rim.
When you get the ball out of Steve Nash's hand, get it to Boris Diaw. That's the guy that you don't mind shooting the ball alive.
Dirk faking, taking, making.
Absolutely awesome.
D'Antoni has to be extremely concerned. The matchup. Boris Diaw, as great of talent as he is just does not have the discipline defensively head-to-head against Dirk.
Nobody could hear the whistle. So loud in here. Foul on the Mavericks.
But the way that Boris Diaw is jumping around and leaning, he should learn a little bit from Raja Bell about how to stay down, how to force the guy to do something he doesn't want to do. Dirk Nowitzki, since the first quarter, has been on fire.
Nash rims out a three. Dallas can tie with a three here. The 7-footer leads the break. Takes the three. Dampier soars to keep the possession alive.
Phoenix Suns fans can only chant their mantra, will somebody please get a rebound?
Hour to 2. 1-point game.